Good day, good evening, and good night to all our wonderful viewers. I do love to change it up every now and then with how my intros go. I don't like keeping it same stagnant, the same thing over and over again. But what I can guarantee is we're gonna have some gusto as usual, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all to the Centre Bouts. This is your favorite, hopefully, your favorite YouTube channel where you come on for the streams, for the good times, for some banter, for some interaction, and maybe some nickname evolutions. I am your host for this evening, Joe. We're here talking round 12, and I think I am going to be alone today. It is with great sadness that Big J himself has contacted me last second saying unfortunately he cannot join us because of someone ill in the family. So it will be just me steering the ship tonight. So please welcome one, welcome all. We are going to have a good time together, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Jono, g'day, mate. Fan cams lighting up. Fan cams are Sunday nights, Jono. You know that all too well. Sunday nights, it's 9 p.m. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. is the fan cam. It will be interesting, though, this week because we got the King's birthday clash. So it might even be a Monday because we normally have our Monday streams like you're seeing today. So it's going to be interesting. I have to talk with Big J about what we're going to do for Monday, how that changes our scheduling. How are you, Jen? Hope you're doing really well. Thanks for coming on. We're talking round 12. That was the first bye round. And there were some people that unfortunately had a really tough time fielding 18 teams. A lot of people ended up fielding 17 players for their team, and yet there were some big scores. They were still capable of pumping out a big one, even though they only had 17 players. I know I'm looking at you, Jono. You had a great score for 17 people, which is something very impressive. And so we're now coming to this bye where I'm not sure how many people. I don't think anyone's going to be struggling for this round. That's for sure. Really, the only relevant premiums for this round would be Tom Stewart, Noah Anderson, Witts. I think they're the only three players really that are genuinely relevant for this week. So it's all good there. Everyone's going to be fine. The question is, how many people are you capable of bringing in from last week? From last week's bye. I think there are some great value options from last week's bye that you can bring in. Guys like Sinclair, guys like Neil, Brayshaw, Sarong. I think these guys are all topping the list of people that if you don't have in your teams, you got to look at perhaps bringing them in this week. Some of them have really low break-evens. Like I know Neil has a break-even in the 80s this week. So this could be the cheapest you'll ever see Neil for the rest of the season. So that's someone that you got to keep an eye on. Guys like Sinclair, his break even is 78 up against the Swans, who are 14th in points conceded against defenders. So Sinclair at 531. This could also be the cheapest you ever see Sinclair. So I think these guys are probably the ones going to rise up the most. Guys like Brayshaw as well. His break even is in the 78. A break even of 78 for Andy Brayshaw, playing at home against the Tigers. Now, I don't know if you guys have had a look at this, but I'm going to tell you, the last time Andy Brayshaw played against Richmond at home at Optus, he scored 190. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Brayshaw is captain material this week. So, yeah, if you're able to get Andy Brayshaw into your sides, then I reckon a VC on Marshall into a C on Brayshaw is looking very spicy. John, surely fan cams between the two games on Sunday. It could be, providing I don't go to that game. Look, I'm thinking if you guys want this to happen, someone suggested it in Hippo's Supercoach's channel. So if you guys, Hippo himself is a Carlton man, and obviously I'm an Essendon man. It's Carlton versus Essendon. So someone suggested it to Hippo on his live stream the other day that him and I do a watch along of that Carlton Essendon game on Sunday. So if you guys would like to see that, me and Hippo watch the Carlton versus Essendon game on Sunday as a watch along live stream sort of thing, then let me know. Let us know in the comments if we get enough traction for that. If enough people want to see that happen, then don't see why not. To be honest, then we can absolutely go and do that. Jen, Oliver, and Sicily back this week. I know, Jake. Sicily would have been great last week for all of us people who traded him in. He played so good, he gave himself a day off last week. Let's be real. He was an absolute superstar. Very happy to have Sicily back. And Clayton Oliver, oh, it hurts my feelings having traded the superstar out just for him to really only be gone for 2 weeks. It's really annoying. And Oliver's got a decent break even. Like, he's got a fairly high break even. I think it was in the 140s off memory. 145. You know what I mean? 145 break even for Clayton Oliver is pretty high. It's not the smallest thing. But the problem is he's playing against Collingwood, and he likes to play against Collingwood. You look at his last 2 games against Collingwood, it went 152 and 141. So yeah, it's a bit dicey. So hopefully he has a quiet game in his first game back for the season, and doesn't go bananas, and we can get him in after his bye. That would be most ideal. But for you, Jen, you are very well done. Very well done to you for holding on to him. I was thinking maybe he was going to be missing a month, and holding him, having that much money sitting on the bench for a month is a long time. So yeah, well done, Jen. You deserve it. Absolute superstar. Theo, how's it going, mate? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Cowan to Mullen, Baker to Laird, and Seamus Mitchell to Harrison. I got 2 spots left to get full primo. Mate, 2 spots left. That is really good to hear. After my trades this week, I will probably be 1 away, but that depends on whether or not I trade out a premium to be able to access that money to then get 2 upgrades out of that. Otherwise, I might be in a similar situation to you. Mullen, I don't know, man. I don't know about Mullen. I think he was very quiet last week. He has the bye this week. I don't think there's a reason to jump onto him ASAP. He's only played 1 game. Seamus Mitchell, he only missed last week because of illness. So his break even's still only 24. So he still has chance to go up and cash this week. So I wouldn't be in a massive rush to trade out Mitchell either. Baker is definitely someone that I think is good to go. His break even is getting close to what his average is to his averages. And he's got that round 15 buy. So I definitely like trading out Baker. For Laird, what's Laird's break even? Laird's break even this week is 130. So again, you don't even have to rush to jump onto Laird. I'd probably try and go for someone who's already had their buy. If you're trading in a premium, Theo, or during the buy periods, I definitely recommend you get someone off the buy. So people like I mentioned, if you're looking for a mid premium, there are a few options that are cheaper than Rory Laird at this point that are not going to be missing games for you. I'd definitely be looking at Neil if you don't have him. I'd be looking at Brayshaw if you haven't got him. Sarong if you haven't got him. I think these are 3 great prime midfield premiums who have come off their bye. If you're feeling a bit frisky, you could go with a Jack Steele perhaps. But yeah, jury's still out on him, big time. And if you ask Hippo, he will tell you to steer clear from him. So I'm looking at them. Heck, I'd even be looking maybe at even like a Sinclair off a buy. Someone here who mentioned it. Kevin, how's it going? Kev has mentioned Lloyd. I know you mean Jake Lloyd, who is the original Seagull. The original Seagull, Jake Lloyd. He's historically the number one, the progenitor of all gull action. Let's have a look. I really liked what I saw from Lloyd for that price of 519k. Coming off the bye, he's playing against St Kilda, who are ranked 17th, second last against defenders, which is obviously great for him. And with this confirmation that Paddy McCartan is not going to play any games this year, so that's one less person to bring. That's going to be a chef in that backline kitchen. And he went a 139 against Carlton at the SCG. He likes to play at the SCG. You look at his scores there. He's gone 102, he's gone 120, 106, 90, and 139. So he loves to play at the SCG. Certainly suits him. And let's have a look. How many games has he got left at the SCG? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's got 6 games to come out of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's out of 12 games. He's got half of his games still to come at the SCG, which is not too bad for 519k. He's pretty good, I think. There are gonna be games though where I think the Lizard Blakey, who signed a 7-year extension. Congratulations to the Lizard. I love the Lizard. There might be games where he pops off more than Lloyd does. I think someone like a Sinclair probably safer for that price. I'd go ahead of Lloyd, unless if you've already got Lloyd and already got Sinclair, then I think Lloyd is a fine option. Yes, as you should be, Jono. Bringing on pod this week. Ooh, I like to hear it, mate. I reckon English VC live shit is out. Yeah, English VC is going to be really good. Playing at Marvel Stadium as well. He loves to play at Marvel. So yeah, 100%. If you're an English owner, you should be really excited. Shit's actually been decent the last few weeks that he's been playing. I'm sort of shocked at how good Shit's been. I might have to not call him Shit anymore, as much as that hurts me. But look, it is what it is. He's been doing really well, and yeah, their ruck stock is going to be low. They're going to be throwing Finlayson in there a lot more. So yeah, it could be a good opportunity for English VC if you have him. I personally still prefer Rowan Marshall against the Swans. They don't really have a good ruckman anymore. Hickey injured, Laddam's injured, McAndrew is just a tall pencil. Doesn't really have much ruck craft. I think, I personally think Marshall's going to have a bonkers one. Jen, I'm bringing Neil and Brayshaw in this week. Yeah, those are great trades, Jen. I think those two are the two prime uber primo mids that you can bring in this week. And yeah, Brayshaw, like I said, he went massive last time. And for those who weren't watching or listening when I said it just before, Brayshaw scored a 190 against Richmond at home, and that's where they're playing this week. Matt, do that with a Kelly Underwood game, and I'm on. Much rather listen to you. Yeah, look, mate. It's not much of a compliment being likened to Kelly Underwood compared to Kelly, but I appreciate it, Matt. She's getting paid. I'm not. I'll do it for free. Give me a gig anytime. I love commentary. Anthony, what's looking? Bro, it's the Adidas, man. Adidas does something special to people. It is what it. No, I think it's your eyes, Anthony. It's 100% your eyes. I've mapped out my whole trades. I can get Track, Clary, Butters, and Ruck with 3 injuries dropped out of the top 1K. Need to find a way back in. Think the buys are the perfect time, Anthony, for you to climb back in. If you can have 19 players in round 15, I think you're guaranteed to rise. It almost becomes a question of the more you've got, the better. Obviously, you can't have too many players because it will probably suggest that your team is fairly weak because there are some really good players in that round 15 buy. But if you can field 19 players in round 15, that would be crazy good. And I think you're guaranteed to rise up if you can do that. Yeah, short-term pain, long-term gain. Yep. Causa, how's it going, mate? I'm 5K off this week for Lewis Melican and Darcy Cameron for Mitchell and Shinkoda. You don't have to get wait, has Melican played 2 games already? I was under the impression he's only played 1 game, and he has only played 1 game. So you don't have to rush and get Melican in just yet. He's still played only 1 game. If you want someone who is on the bubble, coming off of their bye, that would be one Lachlan McAndrew. Now, I know he hasn't set the world on fire. His highest score is 53, and then he scored a 23 against Carlton. But he's got ruck forward status. He's a 123k rookie. He will, if he's named this week, he will have a price rise. So if you want to downgrade someone this week who's going to go up in price, I think McAndrew could be the one. They've got injuries to their other ruckman. He might be forced to be playing sole ruck for the Swans, which is obviously insane. Anyone that's playing primary ruck is someone that you got to get into your team. That's why Samson Ryan ended up scoring and making people a lot of money really quickly, because obviously Nankervis was out and he was the primary ruckman for that period of time. So yeah, if you want to downgrade someone, I reckon McAndrew is the one to go for this week on the bubble. There you go. Is there another downgrade target? There you go, Causa. That's the other downgrade target. Jules, Jay-Z to Lloyd Sydney or Young Frio. How's it going, Jules? Thanks for coming on. Yeah, Jay-Z, really high break even. It really sucks that Aaron Hall's come back, and just Aaron Hall returning has killed 2 players who were meant to be primo keepers for us. He's killed Sheasel and he's killed Zabel. Aaron Hall. It's ridiculous. I'm almost bullish. Like I'm so sure that Aaron Hall is going to do a hammy. Aaron Hall will get injured at some point. Of that, I have no doubt in my mind. He's going to get injured at some point. The question is when. Now, when he does is obviously up in the air, and when he does that, it will just free up the back line. You're gonna have Sheasel and Zabel. Zabel will still obviously be in that role, but he'll get a lot more of the ball, and Sheasel will go back to his rightful position in the back line. We saw that this guy is capable of 110 plus on a regular basis playing behind the ball. I'm almost more sure that Will Day, if you have Will Day, because see, Zabel and Sheasel, we know once Aaron Hall is out and Clarko's back, it's very likely that they're going to go back behind the ball and play and seagull it up like they did before. Whereas with Will Day, I don't know what has to change for him to actually score good. I don't think there's going to be a role change. I don't think there's going to be any personnel change at the Hawks that's going to see us get Will Day great scoring. He's not a top 6 defender or mid. But what we do know with Zabel and Sheasel is with Aaron Hall out of the side, they are top 6. So I'm almost willing to, because I have such low trades, I'm almost willing to bank on the inevitable Aaron Hall injury to get these guys back to their high-scoring best selves. Because as soon as Zabel and Sheasel are freed up with Aaron Hall out of the side, I will not have the trades to bring them back in. They'll both be going around the 110 mark every week with Aaron Hall out of the side, which will have them be top 6 defenders, and I can't bring them back in because I'll have a finished team. So I know, guys, that it can be really stressful seeing your premiums underperform and tank in price. But just because you finished your team now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the game is over. There's still the whole second half of the season to play out. That's why you need to have injury trades handy. That's why you can't just finish your team and have 0 trades left or only 1 trade left. You need to finish your team with maybe like 3 trades left, minimum, so that you can cover for any sort of chaos, because there's still heaps of football to come. Just because you finished your team doesn't mean that the game is over. And you got to play the long game, the full season game. And I think holding on to Zeeble and Sheasel, as crazy as it might seem to be right now with them dropping real stinkers, I cannot see Aaron Hall continuing to play every week. I just simply can't. Aaron Hall is going to get injured. He hasn't played a full season in his life. He is going to get injured. He's already had a soft tissue injury complaint this year where he's missed some games and then he's come back in. So I'm very confident that Zeeble and Sheasel are going to have that high scoring ability back again at some point. I'm going to hold on to him, man. And you, Julie, I'm going to hold on to him. I think I'm going to be holding on to him. It's going to be short-term pain, but I think it's going to be long-term gain well into the future. Obviously, it's all crystal ball stuff right now. But I think it is a hypothesis. I think it's a scientific. It's based on logic that Aaron Hall will not be able to continue to play out the whole season. He's got historical soft tissue injury complaints as long a list as my arm is. So Jono Steele will go bonkers now that he's had a rest. Minimum 115 average to go on the run home. You heard it here first. Well, we have heard it here first. Go on over and message Hippo, mate. Reassure Hippo that he's traded in a genuine premium, because he hates your boy Steele at this point. He thinks he's the worst captain or the second worst captain in the league. So reach out to him. Duke, how's it going, man? Am I trading Jay-Z? You heard my answer. I think I'm going to be holding him all year. I think, long-term strategy. Aaron Hall will definitely be out of the side. Aaron Hall's got to go. Luke Ryan or Lloyd? It's a good question. Ryan or Lloyd? What's Ryan's price? Ryan is priced at $529 with a break even of 133, 3-round average of 86.7. He hasn't turned up since against the Hawks. I reckon Lloyd. I reckon I go with Lloyd Duke. I think Lloyd's better. The Duke, I'm seriously considering it about trading Jay-Z. Yeah, I know. It seems on the surface, it seems to be a really easy decision. Oh, he's had some really bad scores in the last couple of weeks. He's got a high break even of 172. But you got to remember that when it comes to premiums that you're planning on keeping the whole year, where they drop in price isn't the biggest deal, because you only feel the sting of their reduced price if you're trying to trade them. Similar thing with the stock market. If you guys, you're investing in a stock, you've dropped some money into this stock, it's gone up in price, you're happy, you're laughing, but then downturn, the market's taking a dip, you've lost $50, but guess what? That loss isn't actualized unless you actually sell at that reduced price. As long as you keep holding and that stock goes back up again, you haven't lost anything. It's all about perspective. And so holding on to him, remember, what did you pay for Zeeble at the start of the year? You paid you paid peanuts for him. I know he might be dropping in price now, but I still think that overall you've gained so much in holding him. If I was in a position where I had more trades, maybe I would be trading him out. But I guess in my personal situation, I think that he's guaranteed to bounce back. Aaron Hall is bound to get some sort of injury. There's no doubt in my mind. Zeeble, that 59, he had 3 kicks out on the full in that last quarter against Essendon in the clutch. 3 on the full from a kick in. That is an aberration. You don't see that ever. And I sort of understand why he's scored so bad as a result. Jen, I'm thinking holding Humphrey at M8 or F6 for the rest of the season. With the way he's playing at the moment and leaves me with only 2 spots left to fill, then I will be full premium. So that's 2 spots in addition to holding on to Humphrey. Okay, so you're considering Humphrey to be a premium. I like Humphrey more than Fife because he's young, gun, contested ball. He's got that role. He's not going to lose it until Tuke Miller comes back. Now, it's all crystal ball stuff. When is Tuke Miller coming back? He himself says he's aiming for the last 5-6 rounds of the season. So you can certainly hold on to him for all of that time and flip him to someone else and have him be cover, Jen. I reckon having him be an M9 or an F7 definitely better. I wouldn't recommend finishing your team with Humphrey at M8. I think you'll be giving up a lot of points to people who are going to have Tom Green as their M8. And then you'll bet it's as if having Humphrey as opposed to having another Uber premium. Imagine having a Humphrey instead of having a Neil or a Brayshaw or a Sarong. Now you're going to be trading in Neil and Brayshaw this week, you've said, but imagine some people have a Sarong while you've got a Humphrey on field. You'll be leaking points at that position every single week. If you have him at F6, some people might have a Darcy Cameron at F6, or might have Cogs or McRae. McRae's a big one. So I reckon Humphrey is great cover. I wouldn't finish the team. I wouldn't consider it finished if you've got Humphrey on field, Jen. That's just me. Max Bingers. O Baker to what primo mid? And do I trade JZ for DCAM or like Jezza Cam? See, Jezza, I love Jeremy Cameron. Jeremy Cameron is an absolute star, right? One of the greatest forwards I've ever seen play the game. He's capable of so much awesomeness, but he's got the bye this week. I don't know. Obviously, you're probably talking about next week. Definitely strong recommendation. Don't trade him in now. That's for sure. And obviously, his ability to score really highly is matchup dependent. He's got a few Geelong games to come in the back half of the year. In the last 12 games, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so over. Quite a few games still to be played in Geelong, but I personally wouldn't go. I don't like key forwards, man. I don't like key forwards. I much prefer Darcy Cameron over Jezza Cameron. Darcy Cameron's getting 88% ruck contests. He is primary ruck. He's got 105 on the weekend, really off of 2 quarters, because he scored 4 points in the first quarter and 6 points in the third quarter. So, that's 10 points, and he ended up on 105. So he scored 95 points in 2 quarters of football. That's the sort of scoring that you can get out of a Darcy Cameron. I don't want to ride the roller coaster with Jeremy Cameron. I think I'd much prefer Darcy Cameron, who also has that ruck status that can be cover in a situation where one of your ruckmen have a 1-week injury or a concussion or something. They have to be off for a week, a 1-week suspension. You got the cover with Darcy Cameron. I love the utility that Cameron gives. Oscar Baker to what primo mids? I think the primo mids this week that you got to have your eyes on are Neil, Brayshaw, Sarong. Even a Steele. But John O'Carroll, super bullish about Steele. Hippo, who I'm pretty sure is with us today. If I think I saw Hippo. Here we are. Hippo, mate. Yeah. You ask him, he'll tell you to stay away from Steele like a plague. Watching the greatest Supercoach ever. Oh, mate, Hippo, you sweet talker. You sweet talker, Hippo. Honestly, if you haven't subbed to this man, do yourselves a favor. Get this guy to 1K. He's honestly top notch. One of the best blokes going around. We've had a couple of streams together. And if you guys want to see it, let us know in the comments if you want to see a watch along for the Carlton Essendon game between me and Hippo, an Essendon fan and a Carlton fan. Should be good fun. He's down in the dumps. I'm up and about. So, Anthony still got Sturt, Chesser, and Sharp. Hopefully one makes an appearance, mates. That's rough. That's rough. Look, I think Sturt is probably the best chance out of those three, personally speaking. Will Taron Thomas take the whole role? No, I don't think Taron Thomas will take that role. He's been playing mid-forward in the VFL, and that's the sort of role that he was playing in that game against us on the weekend yesterday. So I don't think Taron Thomas will take that. Zebo and Shoes will be on my team for the rest of the season. Yeah, I think I might be in that situation, Jen, as well. John, can you head to Toronto? Yeah. Causa, if you can somehow go to the North training and drop something in and maybe push Aaron Hall a little bit too hard, get him to maybe pull a hammy or something. Bryce, how's it going, mate? Is Caleb Daniel a good play? He looks good for an upgrade for the remainder of the season. Look, Caleb Daniel's an interesting one. He really is. He's come out of the clouds, and I have a really negative opinion of him because I started him a couple of years ago when he was really expensive, expecting him to be a top 6 defender, and he absolutely shat the bed. He was scoring like 19s and stuff. Like, it was terrible. He's 582k now. That's not cheap at this point. And he's got a terrible buy. Round 15 buy. I don't want to be trading into that. I really don't. Heck, I would love a McRae in my team, but the reason why McRae isn't in my team right now is squarely because of the round 15 buy. I cannot trade him in. It really depends on your structure. It's very rare. I haven't seen too many coaches be perfectly A-OK for round 15. There's always a bit of diciness, a bit of luck involved with having enough people for round 15. So is Caleb Daniel a good play? Look, I just don't think there's value in him. There's just no value in him, and he's capable of going bananas, but he's also capable of having a role change. He's playing for Beveridge, and the half-backers for the Bulldogs have really taken a hit to their stocks. Now that Ed Richards has also gone down with a severe hamstring strain, that could see him miss 6 games. So what happens to their structure? Does Caleb Daniel go behind the ball? There's a lot of question marks, and I just don't think there's value in him, and also the buy. So look, I personally wouldn't go near Caleb Daniel. Jules, Day will float between defense and midfield, and Humphrey will float between midfield and forward. Both I'm holding for the rest of the season. That is terrific cover. If you can somehow have Day be an M9, would be insane. Would be absolutely insane. Yeah, I just don't think Will Day is top 6 defender. He just isn't. I don't know what has to change for him to become that. But I don't have faith. A guy like Zeeble, I know, will automatically improve as soon as Aaron Hall is out of the side. I know for a fact. As soon as Aaron Hall is gone, Zeeble is skyrocketing again. But with Day, I don't see how he's going to go and score us massive scores again. He had the role before the suspension. Now Warple has owned that role in the midfield. Warple was bailed out of existence, honestly. Like, if not for that terrible suspension, Will Day had a great role. I feel like he's playing behind the ball a lot more. I don't know. Baked, I'm assuming the award for worst captain goes to Big Tommy Jones. Nah, mate. I think he has a few thoughts on Paddy Cripps. Anthony, Sheasel, D6, Walsh, M8, D6, DC, F6. I have some frauds. Man, I don't think DC at F6 is a fraud. Absolutely not. Darcy Cameron is a really great player. And like I said, he scored 95 off 2 quarters, basically. So I wouldn't consider Darcy Cameron a fraud by any means. And he has that ruck status. So he's got a lot of utility. Walsh at M8. Look, Walsh, I think he's playing injured. I think that back is giving him problems still. Either that is the case, or he's just trying to find his feet, trying to find some form, coming back from that injury, and he still hasn't found his feet yet. I'm sure Walsh will come good eventually, if that is the case. And Sheasel at D6. Like I said, if Aaron Hall is out, Sheasel goes back, and Sheasel comes back very good. So I wouldn't say they're frauds, man. I'd say they're definitely potential for each of those players. You think Treloar, Kent has gone. You think Treloar will take points off of McRae? Look, I don't think so. Having said that, they're playing for Beveridge. Like, they're playing for Bevo, and as our good mates over at Supercoach Insiders like to call him, he's playing for Magneto. You know what I mean? Like, he plays with the magnets like nobody's business. He'll change people's positions at any point in time. He'll change their roles. I don't think Treloar will necessarily eat into him. I don't think they're intrinsically linked. I'm pretty sure Treloar was playing a bit more half backy before he got his injury. A lot of defensive mid time, whereas McRae is more offensively minded in his positioning. So I don't think they'll eat into each other. Anthony, only way I keep Jay-Z is if Hall is dropped and I don't think Taron Thomas will take Hall's role. Taron Thomas is too classy in front of the big sticks, and he kicked that goal, and everyone got around him, and everyone was super happy about him. And I think Jay-Z, if Hall is dropped or injured, which is more likely than not going to happen, I'm not going to say Hall's going to get dropped. I'm more confident in Hall getting injured. I think Shazel will go back behind the ball. I think Taron Thomas offers too much in front of the big sticks, personally. Sportsnut, I scored 18.28, which is meh. Seamus up to Brayshaw this week. Yeah, I think Brayshaw is super. Brayshaw is and he's a captain option. He went 190 against Richmond when they played at Optus last time. That is huge. Jonas, how's it going, Jonas? Do you think Hayden Crozier, 238k is a good option with JJ and Richards out long term? I think on paper it makes sense. But I think in practice, he just seems to be out of favour at the Dogs. I reckon they're more likely to give Caleb Poulter a run over Crozier at this point. I don't know what Crozier has done, but obviously we'll have to wait for team sheets so to really find out. But I reckon, from my read on this, my take, I'm not a Bulldogs man, but I personally think that Caleb Poulter has more of a chance of playing than Hayden Crozier. If Crozier plays, is named this week, then it's excellent. Then I think he becomes viable. The real problem, though, is that he's got that round 15 bye. Trading people in with that round 15 bye is going to be a killer. You can't be half in, half out. It's either you just give up on round 15 and just trade in all these people that you think are going to be great for you long term and say, stuff it, I'm going to try and build the best team I possibly can. Yes, I'm going to cop a massive hit in round 15, but so be it. You rip off the Band-Aid and you go that way. Or you build your team specifically around the buy structure and you aim to trade players in after their buy. You want to keep rising up the ranks in that round 15. You understand there's going to be a lot of people who are going to struggle to field 18 people. So I reckon it depends on the route that you want to go down, Jonas. For me, I'm not giving up on round 15. For me, I'm seeing round 15 as a genuine opportunity to jump up the ranks. That's me. I would definitely consider having him as my FC. Yes, good. On you, Jen. Bryce, jumped on DC last week. Ruck in forward position is in a team that's first is a must. Yeah, I agree, Bryce. 100%. Thank you, Joe. You can be able to hold Zeeble. I hope it works for us, Kev. I really do. Hippo, I think I'm going to trade Sheasel and Zeeb for Sarong, Mullen, and just bank 300k for next week. Yeah, you certainly can. So you're looking to keep on to, you're looking to hold. Oh no, you're trading both of them out. You're trading both of the North boys out. Look, you're trading them both out. I'm thinking I might be holding both of them. So we'll see down the track, I suppose, which pathway leads to the greatest number of points down the track. It will be a good social experiment to come back at the end of the year and see which way took us to glory, Hippo. That will be very funny. Who can I bring in this week, Shannon? You can bring in a number of players. You can bring in, I think the top ones on my list are Neil, Brayshaw, Sarong, Steele, Lloyd, Sinclair. I'd put Sinclair ahead of Lloyd. I think those are the players, the premiums to bring in. In terms of the rookies, really strapped. Really, the only one on the bubble this week worth bringing in is McAndrew. Lachlan McAndrew, the Sydney ruck forward. It appears he's going to be primary ruck with their ruck concerns, which is amazing for a 123k rookie to get, number one ruck status. That is sensational. We paid up, over 600,000 for Witts because of his ruck status. We paid up for Marshall because of that ruck status being the primary ruckman. And we're going to get that for a 123k rookie that's just come off the bye. It's sensational. I think McAndrew is the pick. I know his scoring hasn't been terrific, but he's going to play. He's going to play. They got no one else to play. So you need a warm body. During the buys, you just need a warm body to play, and he'll make some money as well. Jen, is it worth upgrading Weddle at his buy round? I think it is. I absolutely think it is. He had a terrific week this week, and he's not going to be a keeper. He's not a premium. I know he's had some good scores recently, but rookies don't run out a full season. You know what I mean? Like they always tend to tail off. And I expect the Hawks to hit a wall down the track, and they're going to be pumped a lot. So, look, he scored a 90. He scored a 114 against West Coast, but let's be real, everyone scores big against West Coast. So I wouldn't look into that. Definitely that 90 against Port Adelaide is certainly very impressive. Because of that, his break even is only 38. It's really impressive. I'd certainly be happy to hold him. He's up against Brisbane this week, who are ranked 15th for scores conceded against defenders. So I'd certainly recommend holding on to Weddle this week and trading him at his buy. Yes. Jonas, hey Joe, how many primos do you have out in round 15? I have 8, which will become 7 after trading Sheasel for Neil this week. Good question. How many premiums I have out? I've got Zeeble, Bontempelli, Rosie, Green, Taranto, Cornelio, Sheasel. So I've got 7 out. And if I decide to trade one of them out, then obviously it'll be less. So I have built my team with an eye for the future, being round 15. I didn't want to fully commit into that buy. I could have traded in some terrific premiums from that round, but I've decided not to because, it's an opportunity to rise. 3 points where people cop zeros and you're fielding maybe 70 points, 80 points in that spot will be huge. Absolutely huge. Thoughts on Mullen? I think wait on Mullen. I think Mullen can wait. I think get McAndrew this week. Have a look at Mullen next week, trading him in next week. But I think McAndrew is the selection this week. Bryce, you're a Bombers fan. Yes, sir. And very proud. Who do you think from Bombers could break out the back end of the season and be a good buy for Supercoach? Break out in the second half of the year. Look, Sardis could be a great trade-in. Sardis, he played his first VFL game on the weekend on managed minutes, and he looked sensational. Sardis could be one that will feature for us. Wanganeen did really well for us he's a 123k rookie. Tex Wanganeen, we ran him through the midfield, and he was the number 1 possession getter in our VFL side on the weekend. So that was really impressive. He could come in and play for us. We picked up that guy, Hunter, in the mid-season draft. We tend to be really good at picking up players from the mid-season draft. Hunter is a 102k basement price forward at 102k. Depends on whether or not we persist with Wiedemann, unless he gets dropped, for example, or if we drop Andrew Phillips, for example. But he probably is less likely with 2-meter Peter coming back. And really, when it comes to Essendon post-buy, it's always been Zach Merritt. It's always been Zach Merritt, the post-buy absolute king. So, those are the guys I would probably talk about. No one else really to pop off. There's still Ridley, who's relatively cheap still. There's Redmond. There's a couple options. Jai Zeebel's gone. Zeebel's gone. North's game plan has changed. He isn't getting any cheap marks and kicks under the new coach. Going Zeebel, Sheasel, Ashcroft, Neil, Brayshaw, and Lloyd. Look, he got a few cheap ones. He got a few cheap ones last week. The problem is that with Aaron Hall in the team, they got to use his legs. They have to use Aaron Hall's pace because that's what Aaron Hall provides. Aaron Hall provides bounce off halfback, and if he's not there, then they just don't have that personnel. That's why Sheasel automatically goes into the backline because Sheasel is capable of doing that, of taking the game on and breaking the line from halfback. As long as Aaron Hall is in that backline, they are going to use his strengths, and that unfortunately has eaten away at Zeebel's ability to score really well. And Zeebel, you can't forget, Zeebel clanged the shit, excuse my French, out of that ball in the last quarter. He had 3 out on the full from kick-ins, untouched, not under no pressure whatsoever. That just doesn't happen. That simply does not happen, having that many clangers in quick succession in the last quarter. So there were people willing to throw things at him on the field. North fans were ready to explode and storm the field. That was so funny. But yeah, look, Zeebel, things can change. As soon as Aaron Hall is out of the side, Zeebel and Sheasel rock it up. Going Zeebel, Sheasel, Ashcroft, and Neil Brayshaw and Lloyd. Look, mate, you flipped a mid-pricer and 2 rookies into 3 premiums. That is a win. That is a win. Congratulations to you, Jai. I personally might not be able to do that. Julie, thinking ahead, round 18. Last lot of DP. Yes, correct. That is correct. In round 18 will be the last opportunity for players to get DPP status. I would not be surprised if Gorn gets DPP status at that point in time. Bloody hell, is so annoying. Yes, that is very correct. So I wouldn't be trading players in now, though, with the hope come round 18 that they get DPP. That's something that's going to have to play out come round 18. That's way too far in advance. A lot can change between now and round 18. I'd certainly be looking in the very short term to try and get a full finished team during this buy round that isn't too invested into 1 week. Crozier is with Constable and Supercoach Heaven, mate. Or maybe Supercoach Hell, Anthony. I think it might be in Supercoach Hell. But it's pretty funny. Mate, I got Degoe in 2 weeks ago. Who's the best option? Yeah, mate. Look, my grandma also got Degoe a couple of weeks ago. So look, we feel the same pain, Kent. Best option out of Merritt, Oliver, Brayshaw, or Petrarca. Look, Petrarca's gone, man. Petrarca's gone. Petrarca's way too expensive, unfortunately. I think we were saying that he was too expensive before. Now he's way too expensive, unfortunately. He's up to $656K. I think at this point of the season, you just simply have to go for the value where it lies. Oliver has a really high break even, and then he has a buy. Same thing with Petrarca. Merritt also plays this week and then has the buy. Of those, I'd go with Brayshaw as a result, because Brayshaw is someone that you are going to trade in now and you know is going to play for the next 3 weeks during the buy rounds. Whereas whoever you trade in now, you're not going to get full value out of them because you traded them in and then they're going to be missing a game. So I think of all those players, Brayshaw's my pick. And he's also a captain option this week. Sportsnut, I'm keen to hold Shea's. Zeebel is iffy, but he should come okay. Yeah, he should. With Aaron Hall out of the side, when Aaron Hall gets injured, they'll be good. They'll be good. It is what it is. We've seen clearly when Aaron Hall was out of the team, Sheasel and Zeebel were killing it. They were both top 6. They were both keepers. No doubt about it. Aaron Hall has come back and things have automatically changed for the worse. As soon as Aaron Hall is out, we're going to go back to those good old days. That's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on. Do you think Marriott will play Is L. McAndrew number 1 ruck? Yeah, he will be. I'm pretty sure for The Swans, I think he will be. There's injuries to, Hickey and Peanut Laddams. He's going to be the number one run. I think Marich will certainly play for West Coast. If Marich doesn't play for West Coast, then what the hell is what they're picking up for? They've got so many injuries, and he feels a need for them. And he's a gun player. He was clearly the best mid-season draft option. So I think Marich will play, and I think McAndrew will be number one ruck. That's why if you're going to downgrade this week, I reckon McAndrew is the one. What about bringing in Martin? Look, mate, I love Marto. Nick Martin has been a terrific player. I can't believe this kid didn't get drafted twice. He missed the draft twice. No one picked this kid up 2 drafts in a row. He was training with freaking West Coast Subiaco team. It is ridiculous. And he is right now the number 1 winger in the competition. Absurd. Adrian Dodoro, you guys can knock him as much as you want. He picked this kid up. He picked him up. Nick Martin's great, but if he's playing on a small ground, he's not going to score well. Just by virtue of the fact of his role being on a wing. You look, when he plays at Adelaide Oval, 64, at the Gabba, 84. Adelaide Oval again against Melbourne, he only scored a 72. His role is he's not gonna be scoring us massive 120s every single week. He's really reliant on being able to get out in space and then using that beautiful disposal of his. If he's under pressure, if he's being tackled, if it's congestion, you're not going to see him dominate. Wingers don't go 120 plus average like we've seen the last 2 weeks. He's just that caliber player. But I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a trading. Plus, he's 482K. That's a lot of money to pay for a winger who's going to have his bye next week. So I wouldn't, as much as I love Nick Martin, I wouldn't go there, Kent. Ultimate pod when he comes back, hop on the tuk-tuk. Yeah, Tuk is... Yeah, keep an eye on Tuk. But the thing is, I don't know how he's going to return, when he's going to return. It's all crystal ball stuff, to be honest. And by that point in time, Anthony, you're going to have a full premium team. And heck, you might have used up all your trades by that point, covering injuries, for example. You know what I mean? So I think Tuk Miller is gone for the year. But what you should be happy about is that he's going to be really cheap next year. That's probably the big benefit to Tuk Miller having this injury this year, as sad as it is. And I hate saying that. If you're going to see a positive, if there is any silver lining to this Tuk Miller injury, it's the fact that we're going to get him cheap to start with next year. That's literally the only benefit. And also that it pumps a lot of game time into Bailey Humphrey, who they picked up in the draft, and he's showing his stuff, man. He's showing his stuff. So I wouldn't go Tuk. If you're looking for an injured premium returning from injury, I reckon Callum Mills is the one to keep an eye on. He's the one that's going to be coming back sooner. And yeah, hopefully they play him on the ball. I really hope they do. Can you look at my team and see who needs to be traded hot pies? Yeah, will do, Jen. I think we might go through some more questions before I do that. Shazel, last 4 games, 72, 71, 12, 68. The bubble has burst. Might come good after his rest of the bye, but round 15 is the killer. Better to cull the roo now. I understand. I fully understand, Jonas. I really, really do. And I'm not judging anyone for deciding to trade him out. I'm just in a situation where I have low trades and where I am confident that Aaron Hall will not be able to run out the season. Aaron Hall has never been able to run out a season. He is so injury prone, and the way they use him, he is running a lot. He's always running. He's always playing with manic pressure. He is, he plays a game that is fairly kamikaze on his body, on his soft tissue injury. So for me, I reckon as soon as he goes out and Shazel and Zeeble both start popping off again, I won't have the trades to trade them back in. And with Hall out of the side, they're both top 6 caliber defenders. I'm playing long game, man. I'm playing long term. I'm looking at the big picture. I know we're looking to finish our team as soon as possible, but this is a team that we're looking to carry for the whole year. And I think eventually Hall will go out and these guys will pop off again. That's just me. Marshall's going huge this week. You heard it here first. Nah, man. I said it early in the stream. I said maybe in the first 5 minutes of the stream, Jono. I don't know if you were watching, but I said Marshall VC. He'll go big. Against McAndrew. 150 min? Probably. We'll see. He will be a great VC option. Mate, I had Nank at the start before injured. I think bring back in soon for Briggs. Mate, Briggs might be a keeper. Let's not just discard Briggs' ability to score. You look at his last 3 weeks. He's gone 109, 102, 128. 109 against Marshall. Marshall's no slouch. 102 in Geelong against Geelong. And Geelong are incredibly good at negating opposition ruckman. He went 128 against Nankervis. Nankervis is no slouch. He's a great ruckman. So Briggs is we're at a point now where we're questioning, do we field Briggs over Gawn? Now, when you get to that point, you got to put respect on this man's name, Kieran Briggs. Now, I know everyone jumped on him because of his money-making ability, but he is the number 1 ruck. He is the number 1 ruck for the Giants. Matt Flynn has been on the emergency list 3 weeks in a row. Matt Flynn, according to Heath Shaw, a teammate of his, is the worst player to ever play the game. So Flynn is not going to eat into Kieran Briggs. You can imagine Kieran Briggs as last year's Bruce, but the problem with Bruce is that he would always get suspended because he was a flog, let's be real, and he would get injuries. Briggs is not like that. Briggs has been terrific. He pushed back, took intercept marks, he went forward, kicked 2 goals. This guy is doing it all. Briggsy is doing a terrific job. He is doing the Lord's work, Briggs. So I'm actually at a point where I'm thinking I might trade out Gawn and just field Briggs as an R2. Just go Marshall and Briggs. That's how well this guy is doing. And I was watching with Swizz on Sunday. Yesterday, I was watching with Swizz at the pub, the Richmond versus Giants game, and my word, Briggsy, he was a gun, absolute gun. So yeah, I reckon Briggs, you got to keep him, man. Root culling season, folks. Go for it, Jonas. Global, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing really well. Smash the like. Cheers, bro. Really appreciate it. Trade out Day versus Zeeble versus Shizzles. I reckon Day's the one to go. I reckon Day, Zeeble and Shizzle, we can see how they will improve. Aaron Hall, out of the team, instant improvement. But Will Day, how does he improve? Where does his improvement in scoring comes from? If you can tell me that there is an avenue for a clear avenue where something just simply has to change and Day will suddenly become a gun, please let me know. But with Zeeble and Shizzle, I know as soon as Aaron Hall does that soft tissue injury, they're both flying up again. That's the reasoning of that's entire based on my reasoning. Anthony, VC Marshall because he's legit, or VC Marshall because you want Thursday night footy to be interesting. Let's be real. Probably won't be very interesting. Sydney versus St Kilda. But you never know. The Saints might have a rocket up them. Their last game, they choked to the Hawks. So it could be an interesting game. But yeah, no. VC Marshall against no ruck. Against McAndrew. You know, it's not to make it interesting. I think he's genuinely capable of going big. I did hear just backing up your point, Lol. Oh, I appreciate that. You just said you said the mate, you can't say you heard it here first and then say, oh, I'm just backing you up. I'm also gonna VC Dunks into Laird. Dunkley is playing against the Hawks. Could match up on Nash at stoppages, perhaps. Playing at the MCG. Look, Dunks is certainly a great option. Dunks has had a very, very solid 3-week period, averaging of 134. He's certainly very hot. I'm not against it. He's a pod as well. Not many people are looking to VC or even see him these days. So yeah, 100%. Not bad at all. And Laird at home against the Eagles. Very nice. I like it. Sports Night. I brought in Briggs, almost considered fielding him over Gorn this week. Thoughts? Who's Briggs playing? North Melbourne. Nah, I reckon go Gorn. I know, as crazy as it is, I reckon Gorn against Collingwood. He will be tapping down to Clayton Oliver, who's back in the side. Yeah. And they don't have DeGoey. You know what I mean? Like, that's massive. No DeGoey will instantly weaken the Collingwood midfield, and Clayton Oliver returning, I think we'll see a lot more hit-outs to advantage for Gawn, which, yeah, will be interesting. Saints will win by 4 points also. All right. You heard that one there first, guys. Briggsy keeps racking them up. He's been doing good. Mate, wouldn't it be good if he got up to 500k, Briggs? Mate, he probably can. If he keeps pumping out hundreds every week, look, if he scores 100 against Goldie this week, then you know for a fact he's going to make 500k. Because if he can score 100 against Goldie, that is terrific. That is insanely good. And then he's up against Freo without Darcy. Not bad. Good size. So, yeah, Kieran Briggs, man. Get around him. Is it too late to bring Briggs in? Look, if we're expecting him to get to 500k, what's his price at now? 340? That's 160k. That is a successful trade. You want to make 100,000 to 120,000 on your trades. And if he goes that and above, then it's a successful trade. The question is, you're paying up a lot of money now for him. I don't know how many trades you got left global, but I reckon he's still good enough to trade in this week. Julie, very pleased I got Briggs for Seamus and made dollars on that trade. I will keep all my rucks for now. Congratulations. Jennifer's doing Marshall into Brayshaw this week. Yep. I think that is a delicious combination, Jen. Channeling my inner Bruce McAvaney. Delicious. Anthony, Captain Marshall against Moyle, getting PTSD right now. That's why you just VC him, Anthony. You're not seeing him, you're VCing him. It's a free swing, mate. Free swing. Global, what if nothing happens to Hall? Same scenario as if nothing happens to Hall, then Zeeble and Sheasel are screwed. And me more so, because I'll have both of them still in my team. So but imagine nothing happens to Hall. Like, you have to imagine really hard for nothing to happen to Hall. Like, my word, Aaron Hall, he's made of paper mache. Like, when was the last time this guy has ever played a full season? Let's actually pull up DFS Australia. All right, let's go DFS Australia. And we'll look up Aaron Hall. Have a look at his career statistics. He played 11 games last year. He managed to play the 20 games in 2021, 15 games in 26 and 19, 6 and 18, 19 and 17, 17 and 16, 15 and 15, 16 and 14. You know what I mean? The last time he played a full season was in 2013. Was the last time he played a full season. So, yeah. I'm sure he's going to miss games. I'm sure. Would you get Harrison or McAndrew? Harrison's only played one game. And he's going to have the bye next week. So, or was the week after? Wait, when did Collingwood have their bye? When's Collingwood's bye? Collingwood round 14? Yeah. So he'll have his buy next week. So you trade him in this week. He's not going to go up in money, and then he's got the buy next week. So I don't see a reason why you have to trade him in this week. You've definitely got more than 18 players this week. Definitely would go McAndrew. Dawson looking like a nice option for captain as well. 115 average at Adelaide Oval. Yes. Yes, that is correct. I agree. I just think that Brayshaw went 190 against Richmond last time at Optus Stadium. And he looks back. Brayshaw looks back. Kent, I got Callahan at the start, still going well. Jay, you're still holding on to Finn Callahan. Congratulations, Kent. That is really impressive. Yeah, Finn Callahan, he's been looking really good the last couple of weeks. So break even of 49, playing against North Melbourne this week. If he goes 78 and 78 both weeks, he'll get to his buy at roughly 408k. I'm not sure how long you're gonna have to. I'm not sure how long you want to hold Callahan for. I'd certainly be looking to trade him out. I don't think he's gonna get to 450k before you want to trade him out. More like 410k. Rodney Canelio is starting to be a problem post buy even after this week against the Roos. I've just got to hold that spud. I just have to hold that rabbit. Like, man, if Canelio is the biggest of your concerns, Rodney, then you've got a great team, man. You really got a great team. I'm gonna hold this spud. What can I do? Anthony, I got some class cash cows. Round 15, getting Track and Clary, and round 16 Butters and oh, mate. Freaking huge. That's terrific. Something gonna go wrong between now and then. Hopefully they don't, man. I really hope it all goes well for you. That's great plan. Great plan. Don't have Brayshaw. Get him in, I reckon. Get him in. Vin, how's it going? Mate, Vin, I'm really sorry. We wanted to get you on last night. We saw you waiting, and then your camera went off, and you sort of left. And then by the time you came back, we're talking to someone else. And we really wanted to get you on. Really sorry, man. We'll definitely do our best on Sunday, this Sunday, coming up, to have you on. All right? Please join us for this one. Really sorry that we couldn't get you on. Fair, I got 17 players. How would you get to 18? My team name is I Dream of Heaney. Okay. All right. So I will do Jen's team first, though. How do I get him in, mate? We'll see. All right. In order, we're going to do Jen's team. We're going to do Jen's team first, which is Hot Pies. And then we'll do... I always find it amazing how many teams are called Hot Pies. All right. So we'll do Hot Pies, Jen first, and then we'll do I Dream of Heaney for Theo, and then we'll do yours, Man of Steel. Let me just share screen. All right, here we are. So, Hot Pies. Sicily, Dacos, Dawson, Zeeble. Oh, let me get him off. Let me go back up to Jen. Where's Jen's comment? Here we go. All right. There we go. Jen, this is for you. All right. Sicily, Dacos, Dawson, Zeeble, Sheasel, Constable. Oh, not the ice, not the snowflake. Weddle, Lachlan, LeCowan, Bont, Oliver, mate, Oliver Petrarca. Bellissimo. Green, De Goey, yeah, he's got to go. Canelio, Humphrey, Wardlaw, mate. That's 65. Unders, truly unders. He did so well against us on the weekend. It was ridiculous. Ashcroft, Sharp, Roberts, English, Cameron, Marshall, very nice. I assume you've got Madden or something. Oh, McAndrew's in. You've already got McAndrew. Very nice. Ford, Rosie. All right. Who needs to be traded? Okay. Who needs to be traded here? How many trades have you got left, Jen? If you're still around. Degoe's got to go. Could be Degoe straight to Neil. It's not that big of a price gap between Degoe and Neil. 40k. I would recommend getting a McAndrew, but you've already got him somehow. So 9 trades and a boost. Oh, look at that. 9 trades and a boost. How are you still holding to a boost, Jen? That's unbelievable. All right. I reckon Alwyn Davey can probably go. As much as annoying as it is, he hasn't made us much money at all. So, but yeah, I think having Eddie Ford at F6 is decent at this stage of the game. Yeah, Darcy Cameron comes here. Actually, no, you've got Darcy Cameron. Yeah, so Eddie Ford will be your F6 at this point. Will Ashcroft can go. I reckon you can trade Will Ashcroft, Jen. That's what I'm trading. I'm trading out Will Ashcroft this week. You could go early on a Mullen if you want from Will Ashcroft. And then you can get a Degoe, do a Degoe to a Neil. You got 9 trades for how many upgrades? For a defender, for 2 mids, and that's it. And a forward. Okay, 9 trades for 4 upgrades. I think you need to target. Darcy Cameron will be here. I think your final forward slots. Do you have a mid? Yeah, Cornelio will come back forward. Okay, so you don't need a forward at that point. Gee, it's so hard to read by scrolling up and down all the time. If you can somehow get a Laird, a Neil, and a Brayshaw for your last 3, would be insanely good. You can do Degoe to Neil, Ashcroft to a Brayshaw, and maybe you go early on Weddle. Maybe you downgrade Weddle to a Mullen this week in order to facilitate that double upgrade, I reckon. I reckon that's what you could do. And get 2 uber premiums in the midfield, Neil and Brayshaw, would be very nice, I think. Thanks for showing us your team, Jen. All right, we then go to Theo's I Dream of Heaney. I reckon there's going to be a few of those as well. There we are. Theo, Cicely, Dacos, Dawson, Ryan, Zeeble, Lloyd. Finished backline, like it. Bont, Merritt, Brayshaw, nice. Anderson, nice. Steele, Day, Phillips, Baker. Mason Wood, interesting one. Sharp Constable, English, Briggs, Marshall. Okay, cool. Timmy T, Rosie, Sheasel, Humphrey, Mitchell, Ford, Dunkley. Okay, so Dunkley is there. Okay, so how many premiums do you still need? Do you have any mid premiums that go forward, premiums that go mid? No. All right. So you still need 2 forwards. So you still need 2 forwards. Mason Wood's not a premium, man. Mason Wood can be someone can get you so much better. Phillips, man, he that 116 is huge. I wouldn't trade out Phillips this week, that's for sure. Baker can go. Wood can go. How many trades have you got left, Theo? If you're still in? And Mitchell maybe can go as well. Still need a forward. Yeah, you still need 2 forwards. Because Dunkley will be here, and he's still got 2 forward spots left. Could be a Darcy Cameron. Could be a Darcy Cameron for one of those forward spots. And you got 5 trades left? 5 trades? That's not good, Theo. 5 trades for 2, 3, 4. 5 trades for 4 upgrades. Please tell me you got a lot of money in the bank. I really hope you got a lot of money in the bank, man. Otherwise, you might have to downgrade. You might have to downgrade some premium. Look, if you downgrade Mason Wood to a McAndrew by swinging Humphrey into the midfield, that should free up a lot of money. He's a 123k. You free up 330,000, and then you could upgrade Baker to a premium in Neil, and they'll have 100,000 left. That's tight, man. That's really tight. And I think just hold for that week. Bank the cash for the next week when Mullen is on the bubble. I think. It's rough. It's rough, Theo. You might have to hold Humphrey at F6. Which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I hope I was of some assistance. I'm sorry. Let's read some questions. Okay, last team I was going to look at in order was then Jono's team before I read some comments again. Man of Steel. Supercoach. Okay. Sicily, Dacos, Sinclair, Zeeble, Sheasel, Day. Full backline. Nice. Bont, Merritt, Dawson, Neil, Green, Anderson. The Rat's got to go. Ratkin's got to go, man. But yeah, Steele comes on for him. Cincotta, English, Briggs, Marshall, Dunkley, Taranto, Goulden, Rosie. Cool. So, which means you've got 2 here. 3, 4. 4 upgrades. For how many trades? How many trades you got left, Jono? If you're still in. While I'm waiting for you to tell me how many trades you've got left. Mills will hopefully take a Dale Wood. I want Butters and Oliver all led. Yeah. Look, Ratkin's got to go. I think Atkins can be downgraded to McAndrew by like swinging one of these dudes forward, but into the midfield. And that will free up 190,000. You've got 10 trades, okay. Free up 190,000 by going down that way. And then you can upgrade with the 190,000. How do you get in a Brayshaw or a Neil? Oh, you already got Neil. Yeah, not much cash cow, not much cash to cash in. Might have to be with Sharp. But yeah. Bailey Humphrey. It's too early for Bailey Humphrey to go. Unfortunately. It's too early for Humphrey. You might not have you probably you could either trade him out early, but they'll probably impact your structure in the next few weeks. So for you, I don't think you can go too crazy. I think this week just might be a build-up cash week, Jono. think this week is a build-up cash week for you. Let me scroll up. So there's a few questions here. That's all good. Yeah, good. Yes, Vin, will be great if you could. I've got issues. Jordan De Goey, gotta go, and I can't stand to watch another Will Day performance. Don't watch the Hawks, mate. Zeeble gonna start dropping like crazy too. What do I do? Look, I've said this a lot on this stream. Zeeble, I can see a clear avenue to increase scoring. It's just get Aaron Hall out of the team. He does a soft tissue injury all the time. He'll get injured, and then Zeeble goes off. Whereas Will Day, I have no idea how he improves. But yeah, DeGoey's got to go. DeGoey has to go. I got rid of Phillips. You think any use of trading him back in? Nah, I wouldn't trade Phillips back in. Sorry, Kent. Phillips is gone, man. It's 350k. He's 350k now. That's very expensive. And he's got his buy in a couple of weeks as well. I can't see him making 120k or 100k in 2 weeks. So, yeah, Will Phillips is gone, Kent, fortunately. Corey, can you look at mine? Cam Suvlaki. Need help for upgrades. All right. I'll have a look at that one later, Causa. Jonas, Joe, who are you calling at round 15? Shinkoda, Ford, Drury, Baker, Briggs, etc. And who are you targeting? Yeah, Oliver's got to come in, Jonas. 100%. This spot here is going to be Clayton Oliver. Yeah. I think Oliver's a must-have. I really do. I can't imagine the winner of Supercoach or anyone in the top 10 of Supercoach not owning Oliver. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's crazy. And there are a lot of people who have traded him out, and some people won't be able to trade him back in again. His ownership is really low in the top 1%, and that's who you have to beat in order to finish high. So 100%. Who I'm going to cull to get him? Humphrey is going to be culled in that round, I think. I sort of want to finish on 3 trades for the year, 3 injury trades. It's like I said, it's still a long season to come. Just because we finish our teams now doesn't mean that's it. The game is over. No. There's still plenty of football to come afterwards. It's about how well your team is structured up and whether or not you have the maneuverability. Last year, you saw what happened to Abs, our good friend, the Squadfather, Abs Magic. He used up all his trades and copped donuts for the last 4 weeks and missed out on the prize on number 1 spot. So you don't want to be in that position where you could have won. So I want to have like 3 trades. So most likely for me in round 15, it will be Humphrey and one of either Mitchell or Johnson, whoever's made the most money, to 1 up, 1 down to get Clayton Oliver in there. And yes, I think Gorn might be gone for me. I think Briggs at R2. I think maybe I'm really over-respecting this guy, and maybe I'm really underselling Gorn at this point, but I want to have a finished team with 3 trades left. I think below 3 trades is cutting it really fine. Too fine for me, I think. So, and everyone's getting suspended left, right, and center. You know what I mean? For rough conduct and high contact and tackles and bumps, etc. So, yeah, I want to avoid that carnage as much as possible. Vin, Wardlaw worth picking up now. You missed that game. He looked really good. Wardlaw was a gun. The score that he got doesn't accurately represent how good he was. 65. He is such a bull. He's a go-getter, contested, tackling machine. He didn't get a lot of holding the ball free kicks, which is great as an Essendon supporter. But because he takes the game on so much, that's probably something that he has to learn over time, and that's something that he will pick up with experience, is just having that spatial awareness, because he was run down, caught holding the ball maybe 2-3 times in that game where he could have given the handball off. If it's the rush, the excitement under the roof, over 40,000 on a Sunday night, without doubt, the biggest crowd he's ever played in front of, thrust in the emotion, the heat, etc. He was caught holding the ball a few times. and that's impacted his score. This 65 does not accurately represent how good he was. He was an absolute star on the night. Is it too late to trade him in? I think this guy is better cover than Fife. I'm just playing. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I reckon this dude is better M9 cover for the rest of the year more than Fife. I understand Fife has got the forward DPP, and that's what makes him, the allure for him. But without a doubt, if you want consistent, reliable scoring, this kid, he's a beast. He is a beast. His best 22, without a doubt. He'll never be the sub, and he'll never be subbed out. He's not going to be managed like Fife will be. So he's the real deal. I would say if you're looking to trade someone in to be M9 cover, here's your man. Who is better to bring in? Spirit. How's it going, Spirit? Who is better to bring in, Lockie Neal or Brayshaw? Look, I think the best thing to do this week is to get both of them, personally speaking, because they're both going to go up in price. They both have low break evens, and they both have got great runs home. And look at Brayshaw. I don't know how. If you can somehow get both of them in, Spirit will be huge. Look at Brayshaw. 78 break even. Richmond at home. Last time these two teams met at Optus Stadium, Yep. You look at his last couple of weeks against good opposition. Hard to go past this man. Hard to go past him. You're not going to see him cheaper. I can guarantee. You're not going to see him cheaper. So Andy Brayshaw is an absolute star. And I think he's back. He's not playing injured anymore. And Lockie Neal, 577k. That's ridiculous. You can't go wrong with either of them. You absolutely can't. Both coming off their bye. Both have really low break evens. But Hawthorn have been pretty good, as you can see, at restricting midfield scores. So if I was to prioritize one or the other this week, I'd say Brayshaw. I know it might be, you might not get other content creators say that, but that's just the way I take it. That's my take. I got Pedlar still. Would you go to Fife? Pedlar. You got Pedlar. Gee, Kent, you got a very interesting team. Very impressive. Very impressive. He's made you a lot of money. I wouldn't go Fife. If you want cover, like I've said, I prefer Wardlaw over Fife. Fife, too many question marks, man. Too many question marks. Just brought in Neal and Brayshaw for Ashcroft and DeGoey. Well done, Jen. Love it. Those are the two best ins, I think, this week. Vin, hold Zeeble. I'm holding Zeeble. If you want to trade him out, and everybody else here that's watching that wants to trade him out, go for it. You're not wrong, right? You are not wrong to trade out Zeeble, all right? I'm sitting here hoping and expecting that Aaron Hall will get injured and that Aaron Hall will be out of the side, which will automatically improve their scoring. So I'm banking on something, right? As long as things stay currently as they are, it's bad to hold on to him. But I'm expecting that down the track something will change. Could you review my team, Ned's Knights, 8 trades left, 2K balance? Yeah, that's very handy. Thank you, Spirit. You know what? Because you've been very helpful in telling me how many trades you have left and your balance, I will help you. Ned's Knights. Oh, whoops. Is that actually your team, Ned's Knights? Yes, it is. Okay. All right. 2K balance, 8 trades. How many upgrades left? You got Nazaya. This dude hurts my feelings, man. I started him. You still got him. And he's doing so well. 3-round average of 90, the bastard. Where was this at the start of the year? All right. So we got Nazaya. as cover. You still need a 1 premium defender. Oh, wait, Dawson. All right, Dawson goes back. So you don't need a premium defender. Okay. What do you need? You need, therefore, you need 2 premium mids. 2 mids. Nice. Briggs R2. I like it. 2 premium mids and 1 premium forward. So 3 trades, 3 upgrades with 8 trades left. That's cutting it close. But you have Nazaya. Nazaya is a lot of money sitting on him. So that's beautiful. You can downgrade Nazaya. And you got Atkins as well. Okay. Sturt too early. Matt, you can trade out. You can probably do Seamus Mitchell, Atkins, and Nazaya for a very nice trio. 1 downgrade, 2 upgrades, I reckon. Could be good, I think. Spirit. Going to hold well this week and trade him next week because I don't have any bench cover in my backline. Yeah, that's fine. All good, Jen. Have a look-see at my team reaching Zenith and see what you think I should do this week in regards to trade outs mostly. Yeah, sure. Can you please sweep? Mate, Hippo, are these not crazy enough for you? Trading out Maxi Gorn, mate. Is that not crazy? Wait, why do I have Mullen in here? This should be freaking McAndrew. Can I not get McAndrew in? I'll have to look into changing that somehow. But mate, I'm trading out Maxi Gorn this week. You want something? Is that not crazy enough? Come on, man. Jesus Christ, Hippo. You drive a hard bargain here. It's hard to please. All right, let's have a look. Global, mate. Good friend of the channel, Globes. All righty. What's your team? Reaching Zenith. How many trades? 8 trades. Excellent. Thank you. Reaching Zenith. Fly away on my Zephyr. 1, 2. Sinclair. Okay, so Sinclair comes on. So you need a 1 primo defender. You held Clary on your Globes. So you need 2 mids still. Oh, you don't have Briggs. You don't have Briggs Global. Mate, you missed a trick. All right, Madden. All right, so Darcy Cameron comes here and Golden. All right, so you got a full. All right, so you got a finished forward line. So you still need 3 premiums then for 8 trades. That's okay. That's fine. You got money on Francis, so Francis could be one to go. You got Franger? Really happy for him playing over there at Sydney. 55 break even. You could have a good game, Franger. Atkins got to go. The rat has got to go. Yeah, don't have much money otherwise. No one else is good to go. Could be Francis and yeah, it could be Francis and Ratkins. Maybe even a double down, 1 up to get Alwyn Davey off the field. Yeah, Globes. Not much money left to play with. And that's the hard part with holding on to Clayton Oliver. But you're close to finishing, though. You are. You can do it. on your globes. Mills will hopefully take Day or Wood. I want Butters and Oliver. Okay. I can bring in Neil and a rookie for Mitchell Records. Yeah, it's good. I think that's your play. What can we do with Spuds rotting on the bench? Chesser, Constable, Sharp, Drury, Madden. Can't afford to bring in any more corpses. Do you rate any mid-season pickups in the next 2 weeks? I think the West Coast guy. The West Coast guy. The West Coast forward. What was his name? Ryan Marriage. I think he's guaranteed to play for them. Yeah, he's the one main one off the top of my head, I reckon, who's definitely going to be playing. And you got McAndrew this week. Yeah. Jeez, a lot of things. Talk trade-in targets under 200,000. Trade-in targets under 200,000. The rookies, you mean? Well, the rookies are really only McAndrew this week. You could go early on a Mullen if you wanted to. There is Melican as well. He's a 172k defender, but he's not on the bubble. He's only played one game. Yeah. Running real dry. That's the problem. That's been the problem, mate. It's the problem on the lack of downgrade targets at this price point. When do I trade out Humphrey and Briggs? Theo, I'm not trading up Briggs. He's my R2, mate. You can trade out Briggs whenever you want. As soon as you're out of the buys and you're looking to get in an Uber premium for him, Humphrey, I'm trading him out after the buys. He's important cover for me throughout for round 15. Round 16, Johnson Humphrey to MSD rookie and at 590k-ish on a primo leaves with 3 trades in the bank. Yep. That's good. I don't want to going under 3 trades is really dicey. There's heaps of football to come. Carnage can strike at any point in time. I definitely reckon if you can somehow hold and finish your team with 3 trades left, 2 I think is too few. Ben tended to trade Zeeble and Neil this week. Yeah. Yep. You're getting out of that round 15 buy. He's got a really high break even. Go for it, Ben. To go away for Brayshaw. Yeah. Vin running Bont, Oliver, Butters, Taranto, Laird, Neil, Green, and Wardlow midfield with trades this week. Too thick in the mid. What do I mean by too thick in the mid? Well, Butters has forward status. Taranto has forward status. You know, those 2 can go forward unless you've got a full forward line as well. But yeah, that's a lot of players in round 15, isn't it? I mean, Laird is in round 15, but Taranto is, Butters is, Oliver's not, Bont is, Green is, Wardlaw is. I think it's a little bit thick, Vin, a little bit. Eddie, is McAndrew a must-have? I don't want to miss another Ryan. I don't have any other obvious choices to trade out as I've still got cash to make out of my rookies. Thinking of skipping him for an MSD rookie. I think they have to play him. I'm not a Sydney Swans supporter. So if there's any Swans supporters in the chat or watching, please let us know what you think of McAndrew's job security. But to my eye, there's no Hickey and there's no Laddams. Doesn't that make him like the only ruckman, like recognizable ruckman on their list? So is he almost forced to play? He's almost got no choice but to adopt primary ruckman. So for 123k, gee, it's hard to miss, isn't it? And he's a 123k rookie, and we have no other really obvious downgrade targets. So yeah, I reckon he's a go-to option this week, Eddie. I really do. Keys over Fife and Wardlaw if you've got a bit more cash for bench cover. Look, yeah, Keys is their tagger. Whenever they've got a dominant halfback player, they'll send him to half forward to run with. So you're going to have games where he's going to drop some real stinker scores. I mean, let's have a look at Keys. Just don't throw away the Keys on Keys. He's had this massive price drop for a reason, right? Because look at this. He's gone 64, 57, 84, 93, and then 49, 52, 45, 82, 37. Like, I don't think he's guaranteed to have that mid-roll just because he's played these last 2 weeks. He's had really important matchups against some really important players in the for opposition teams in the midfield. So sprayed myself with water here. Yeah, I wouldn't be sure. I reckon Wardlaw's safer than Keys, to be honest. My name. I love that name. My name. Getting one of Lloyd or Neil this week, and the other next week. Who would you go for this week? Assume you mean the Sydney's Lloyd, Jake Lloyd. What's Lloyd's break even? 91. Break even for Lloyd. 90, 148, 108. Where are they playing this week? This week they're playing at SCG. 148, 108. I don't know. I reckon it's a coin toss. I reckon they'll both beat their break evens and they'll both go up by relatively the same amount. So go Neil. I reckon Neil is the one. Don't forget to look at mine, as you said you have 12. Yeah, right. Sorry, Causa. Cam Suv. Jeez, getting dry. How many trades? 12 trades for 4 upgrades. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Sinclair's on for Weddle. Golden's on for Chincotta. And you're in a great position. Eddie Ford, Mitchell. What was your question? 80k in the bank. To get in Neil and Brayshaw. To do so, yeah, it's not easy to do so. Your rookies haven't made all of the money that they can make. How much in the bank, you said? 80k in the bank. 80k in the bank and 20 trades. So thank you very much. Nothing really obvious here, Cam. Super lucky. Ralston hasn't made any money. Johnson's coming off the bye. He's going to play. Matt Roberts is dead, but he's made no money, so there's no point trading him out. Wardlaw's still too early. Chincotta's too early. Interesting conundrum you got here. Nothing really obvious. Maybe Seamus Mitchell and maybe trade out the Hawthorn boys, but I feel like it will be a shame. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with your team, Causa. It's still too early. It's all very premature to trade these guys out, I think. And they're all capable of making a lot more money. Maybe it's just trading out some dead rookies to people who are going to make money. I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, not much assistance here, Causa. You got a really good team. Eddie, team name, no money, no honey. I might call it a night soon, guys. And 1 hour 45 by myself. Losing my voice, losing my vocal cords. Okay. Okay, give me some more info, Eddie. How many trades and how many up and how much money? Stewart, Dacos, Dawson, Ridley. All right, Sinclair comes on. So you need one defender. 3 mids. 4. Okay. 4 upgrades. How many rookies? How many rookies? How many trades? 4 upgrades. How many trades? Ashcroft can go. $455K. Very nice. Very, very nice. 9 trades. It's awesome. Awesome position. I think you can just trade Ashcroft straight to a premium. Yeah. Ashcroft to Neil. Yeah, that's free, Eddie. Yep, for sure. Absolutely. So these with three upgrades and 8 trades. Data Brayshaw. Yeah, not against it. I don't see how he improves. His last 3 weeks, yeah, look at that. 76.3. Terrible. Weddle has a really low break even now after that 90. You can't cull him. Chincotta to McAndrew. Yeah, Chincotta's going to make money this week, though. Chincotta will make money this week. Maybe you do go early on him. Early on with him. Yeah, not against it, Eddie. Not against it. We'll still have some money in the bank as well, I think, as a result. So, yeah. Thank you for playing the game. Saved you in round 15. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Round 15, being able to rise up the ranks in round 15 is so important, I reckon. I honestly think round 15, if you can get 19 players available for round 15, up the rank you go. I promise I'm not a Nazi. That was just showing a a chart direction there. Jack Pytel, yeah, no. Okay. My name, getting one of Lloyd or Neil in this week, the other next week. Who would you go for? Oh, I already answered this question. Vin, do I go for a primo mid or a primo defender? Team name, Smokin' Deconis. Very well. Smokin' Deconis. Oh, jeez. What is it? Vin. Okay. Vin. There we go. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, you need a defender, bro. You can't be going around with Mitchell and Mullen with these dead rooks. Definitely a defender, I reckon. Oh, we got Degoe. Degoe's got to go. Oh, Atkins as well. All right, your trades. Jeez, yeah. Do you get mids or defenders? You need both at this rate, Vin. How many trades you got left? Oh no. Uland. Oh no. McAndrew would be 19 round 15. Well done, Eddie. I applaud you, Eddie. That is terrific. $380K, 9 trades. 9 trades. For 1, 2, 3. 4, 5 upgrades. Cutting it close, but you got $380K. Yeah, Atkins can go straight to a primo then. You can go Atkins to Neil. Degoe's got to go. to like a Brayshaw. You've already got McAndrew. Jeez. Went early on McAndrew. Might just go early on. I might have to go early on a Mullen then to free up money. Look, I think the best value right now are in those two Uber premiums in the mids, unfortunately. You need to fill in your midfield and you need to fill in your back line. But I think this is the week to get in both Neil and Brayshaw. Both of those guys are going to go up in price. They're never going to be cheaper. And they're both top 8 caliber mids. And the mids are where the points are won. So I reckon you still go Brayshaw, Neil, man. Travis, hungry like a ward. 9 trades left. I'm in trouble. Bring on next year. Hope everyone is going well. Man, that's nice of you, Travis. Very nice of you. Let's have a see if we can. Hungry like a ward. All right. Luke Ryan. All right. So, and Jake Lloyd. Cool. So I assume Will Day can come into the mids. Yeah, you got Atkins here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, 18 premiums. So you need 4 premiums with 9 trades. Yeah, doable. No, it's doable. You got Kama. Kama can be cashed in. Briggs, you can cash in later at his buy. Oscar Baker can be cashed. Atkins can be gone. No, man. It's not over yet, Travis, it's not over. It's a long season. And I wouldn't give up. You've got players you can trade out to finish your team. Absolutely. Atkins and Baker can also both be traded out. What's Noah Long's break even? 29. You'll go up. Yeah. You can bring in Neil this week or a Brayshaw. You can trade Atkins out. You can trade Baker out. Baker's that round 15 buy anyway, so he can get stuffed. Atkins can go as well. You've got Petrarca. He's a bit of a pod. He's killing it. Mate, don't give up, Trav. Don't give up. And Briggs can be him and Briggs and Mitchell can be an Uber premium. Oh, you got Kane Baldwin though. Yikes. That's right. Kama. Yeah. Look, I'd get McAndrew in. You can do Anthony Caminiti to McAndrew, or and then how much money you got left, Travis? Or you can even just do one down, one up here. Go down, Oscar Baker. Swinging. Oh, no DPP. That's rare. All right. That is rare. Gee, no maneuverability. You got Alan Davey here. Look, I'd trade out Atkins and Baker. One down, one up, and get like a Neil or a Brayshaw, however you like more. Jonas, how many people brought in for the last couple of weeks? Please check this as will tell us how many people are still playing. Very true, Jonas. Let's see. I mean, last week. Well, how do I see it traded in for? Oh, no one's trading him in now. Selections. So he was in 15,000 and then he jumped up to 74,000. So 74,353 people own him. So 74,000, just over 74,000 out of, yeah. So there's only 40% of teams are active. There you go, Jonas. 60% have given up on the game. Blues fans, sorry, jump on late. It's all right. You managed to sneak in. Might leave it for the last 4 minutes here. 9:30. Sorry to jump on late. Do we think it's worth using a trade to get Zeeble to Brayshaw, already getting Neil? It's crystal ball stuff, Blues fan. It's either you keep him now or you trade him now. I don't have many trades left, as you can see. I'm down to 5 with 1 upgrade left, and that is here, which is going to be Oliver. You can trade him out. You can trade him out to get Brayshaw. If you think he's never going to get better, I'm sort of banking on Aaron Hall getting injured, which will see Zeeble fly up again. But if you think Aaron Hall is going to stick around, he's going to overcome his historical body concerns, then yeah, trade out Zeeble to Brayshaw. That's fine. Cheers, I got excited early with Baldwin. Yeah, nah, man, you should have listened. If you asked me back then, I would have told you don't go early on Baldwin. He came in because of injuries to our back line. He was stiff. He was stiff to get dropped. I liked what I saw from him too. But any chance? Quick look at mine, mate. Cleaner Cavaliers. I have 14 trades, 407k. Right. That's a lot of trades left. That is a lot of trades left, Kent. All right. You will be the last team that we look at. Okay. Hall getting injured would not be a surprise. Clarko coming back. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There are things that are clear and obvious to me that can lead to a quick and easy change in Zeeble scoring. Guys like Will Day, though, where I can't see anything obvious in terms of potential changes that will lead to their spike improvement. There's a difference in those scenarios. I know as soon as Hall is out and Clarko is back, Zeeble's flying again. All right. So back to Kent's team. 14 trades, 407k. How many premiums have you got? Oh, Angus. By Baker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15 premiums, yeah. I thought as much. As soon as you told me you had 14 trades, I'm like, huh. It's probably because you don't have many. You probably have a lot of rookies on the field, and that's exactly what we see here. You need to do 7 upgrades. 7 upgrades with 14 trades. You got a 1 up, 1 down. It's rough. Kent, 407k. Okay. Look, Ben King. He's made 200k. That's insane. Chandler can go. Chandler should go, I reckon. And Simpson can go. And Ashcroft can go. Oh, wait, you got Toby McLean. Why is Toby McLean in your team? All right, try out Toby McLean, Ashcroft, and Simpson. Try out those 3 guys and get in McAndrew, Brayshaw, and Neil. I'm thinking of Darcy Cameron as my F6. Would love to get McRae, but looks tough. I think Darcy Cameron at F6 is great. I really do. He's got great utility as well, being able to just be swung into the ruck to cover any 1 week injuries and stuff like that. So, McRae, that round 15 buy has been killer, honestly. Stephen Midden, can you have a look at my team, please? Chucking milk, let me know some target for the next couple. I did say that Kent would be the last one, but I promise, guys, please don't send me teams anymore. Stephen, you will be officially the last one for this Monday night stream. Thanks for the side. 2 hours, whatever. It's been a long, man. It has been long, and I haven't taken a single sip of water. But for you guys, anytime. But appreciate the kudos, Jonas. You're a real one, man. You're an absolute legend. Okay. Steven's team is chalky milk. Oops. Steven. All right. 9 trades, 60K in the bank. Okay. 9 trades for... All right, Sinclair is on here. So I need 1 defender. 1 mid. And 2 forwards. Okay. So that's 4 upgrades left with 9 trades. Yep, that works. You can do that. Humphrey is going to have a lot of money on him, so you'll be able to trade him out no problems in order to get someone really good. Mitchell will also have money. Ford will also have money. So these are 3 great forward rookies that you got here that you should be able to net to get someone good. You can swing a Goulden forward. You've even got Nevitz. Man, Nevitt is so good, Stephen. Well done. He is making a lot of money really quickly. Baker can be traded out as well. Weddle will have money. Chincotta will have money. Mate, Stephen, 1 downing, 1 upping will be very achievable for you. And you got 60K in the bank. It's not too bad at all. All right, who you should be targeting? I reckon a Lloyd in the back line could be really good. You could get Sicily, but I think Sicily is a bit expensive now, 608K. Yeah, maybe Lloyd could be your last defender. Someone cheap with decent job security and decent scoring, historical scoring. So it could be a Lloyd for your last defender there. For your midfield, I'd definitely be looking at Neil. Hasn't updated, but I've got in Brayshaw and Neil this week with Baker and Jay-Z. Okay. So you still have 4 upgrades to do because you've basically just sideways 2 premiums. So you still have 4 upgrades for 7 trades now. Okay. But Brayshaw and Neil are both super ins. They're both super ins. I do like that. All right. In that case, you probably can downgrade Oscar Baker to a McAndrew by swinging anybody, through your DPPs. I reckon free up some cash. Oscar Baker probably maxed out in price. He's made 182K. That's sensational. More than we probably could have thought. So I reckon you can downgrade Oscar Baker, free up the money. I think you've gotten the 2-gun Uber premiums before they've gone up in price. Bank some cash and then make some more upgrades next week. That's what I reckon, Stephen. Shawnee, really appreciate your viewership all the time, man. Yeah, you are commenting less, but always appreciate your views. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes a very long Monday night stream. 2 hours and 5 minutes, basically. So thank you one and all for coming on. It was different. It was just me today. No special guests. No Big J. Big J was a late out. The partner's unwell, so a lot of best wishes and hopes going out to him and her right now at the moment. So hopefully she gets really gets well soon. Thanks guys for watching. As you know the drill, I always love to plug some good causes, and none bigger than this at the moment. We're coming into the big freeze round. Make sure you guys help the fight against the beast, help out incredible legends like Neil Danaher. Love to see. It was so great going to the football on the weekend and having seen so many people wearing these around. So easy to get. It's really cheap, but it goes a long way. So please, guys, do your bit to help a great cause out. And you are very welcome, Jen. Much, love your viewership, love your comments. You're always welcome, as you know. Would love to see you on a fan cam one point. Kevin, you are very welcome, mate. Really appreciate the kind words. And with that, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.